You've been transported to a brand new world, and the skill that you've been granted is online grocery shopping. Well, it's time to break out those recipe books and pull out your favorite dishes because we got some familiars to feed today. This week, we're talking about campfire cooking in another world with my absurd skill. Welcome, anime fans and foodies, to Anime Bento. Each week, we review a different anime and we give you some fun recipes to go along with it. Joining me this week is.
Hey guys, it's Seth again. It's time to get ready, buckle in, don't touch that power button because it's time for a Sethware update.
I'm excited to talk about this anime. It's kind of become one of my go to comfort shows to just throw on in the background. So
Really?
oh, wow. I don't know. Is that good or bad, really?
I don't know. It's my first slice of life. I had a lot to learn.
I'm excited to see what your thoughts are, or I'm more curious to find out. So let's dive into the recipes we have for this week. First up, for our food item, we have Rockbird Teriyaki. This is a slow cooker recipe, so it's a honey teriyaki chicken. So chicken thighs, onion, garlic, soy sauce, honey and ginger, and serve this over some warm rice. Next up, we have the cocktail. It's Sui's Healing Potion. This cocktail has vodka, blue curacao, simple syrup, and hard seltzer. And lastly, our mocktail for the week is Ninrir's Blessing. Lemon lime soda, white grape juice, and vanilla syrup. Not vanilla extract, everyone. This is vanilla syrup. So if anyone makes these at home, we would love to see them. So please tag us at Anime Bento Pod. Now let's jump into the show. All right, everyone, this is a really long title, so I have to look at it again before I start, or else I'll get confused. Okay. Campfire cooking in another world with my absurd skill. We follow along Makoto, who is accidentally summoned to a fantasy kingdom alongside three actual chosen heroes. While they get flashy holy swords and elemental magic, Makota's unique skill is online grocery shopping. Basically, he has access to a magical Amazon style interface where he can buy modern food, spices, and cookware. As soon as he sets out on his journey, his cooking is so good that he accidentally attracts a legendary giant godlike wolf creature, Fel, and an adorable slime, Sui. It is a low stakes it is a low stakes, high carb adventure. There is no looming demon lord or world ending threat, just a man trying to manage his budget while his overpowered dog demands more Wagyu beef. Warning to everyone, do not watch the show on an empty stomach. Campfire Cooking in Another World with My Absurd Skill debuted in 2023, and you can watch this on Crunchyroll. Okay, now the true spoiler warning. The truth is revealed ahead. This section contains spoilers that will reveal character backstories and future plot points. Continue only if you're ready to face the truth. Okay, Seth, now we got all the stuff out of the way. I'm ready to hear it.
Wow. So this show was, it's very different anime that I'm used to. I like to watch the action style, has like big plot lines, has big character development points. This is my first slice of life, so I had to kind of figure out what's going on in these slice of life anime styles. Like, what am I looking for? What's my standard? And so I think it had some good quality pacing. I think it didn't try to rush through too much. There were obviously, some of the dungeons, they're very overpowered, so some of these things are very easy for them. But I think from like point A to point B, it had a nice little pace to it. Lots of laughs at it all the way throughout it. Again, like it wasn't very actiony at some points. There were some good action elements, but every episode of a normal anime, I'm kind of looking, what's that big fight? What's that big action point? But I had so much more enjoyment and just some of the cooking experiences in some of this than I did like the action parts of it. So that was interesting to me. But also, you kind of mentioned it, the variety of the characters. We have this normal human guy who, is just normal. He's just very average, very plain Jane. And then you have this giant godlike wolf who only wants to devour the most delicious meals. We have this little talking blob named Suey who just sounds like a little baby child and as adorable as can be. And then we ended up with this little pixie dragon named Dora who was also hilarious, had like a very spunky nature to it. So honestly, I enjoyed the variety of the characters and these recipes. Like I actually felt like I can follow along with some of these if I wanted to, and really it's just the foodie in me wants to try them all. So it was very interesting to me.
Oh, nice. Oh, you jumped into season 2.
No, I don't think so. Dora's on the
We
first season.
No, we don't meet Dora until the episode 1 of season 2.
Are you sure this little pixie dragon thing?
Yeah,
Did
because
I
I was
just watch
excited
all
when
of season 2 instead?
wait, did you not watch season 1?
Let me go back on Crunchyroll and see what I just did here, because
Because I was excited when the dragon came out in season 2.
well, let's see here. Work for me, Crunchyroll. Type words. Yeah, I don't know. I got all season 1 on here.
Did you roll into season 2?
Well, maybe I don't know. Somehow I think I just watched season 2. Season 1 all shows watched, but I don't know that I remember any of that.
Oh,
So we might get to experience it from a different angle, and that's okay. That's hilarious, actually. I've been watching this whole show, and I'm just thinking, oh, I'm enjoying it from the beginning, trying to figure out. Well, I don't know
you're
how
like,
Fel really
"Everyone
got
has
here, but
power."
wow. Well, that would explain some of the confusion on how these characters got here. But hey, I'm along for the ride, so let's do it.
Well, okay, spoiler warning, everyone, season 1 and 2 now. We're talking about it all. Seth might be a little off, but we got this.
Well, the characters look about the same, so I should be able to keep up.
Yeah, we basically have the same crew. Oh, you missed out Lambert, though.
I
You
did. I
must
was
be
looking at
like,
him
"Who
on here. I
is
was like, I don't know that
Lambert?" Like,
face.
who is that guy?
I'm thinking this guy must be a guild master. I don't know.
Well, on that note, let's jump into the characters. So, first up, we have Makoto. So, I love Makoto. I love that he has decided that he just wants to he doesn't want to go back to his original world. And I also want to say, like, I don't know, people have been saying like this is an isekai, but I don't think it well, I guess technically he has traveled from one world to the other, but he did not die. So, I think he was just like sucked into this new world. And it doesn't seem like he has any desire to go back to the regular world. He's very much made his life here. So I really enjoy that. He's kind of just this like he wants to explore this new world and he loves cooking. I feel like he wanted to be a chef in his old life.
Yeah, so I feel like maybe you can help me understand them because I've obviously been in this little blind spot. But what got him so interested in cooking?
Okay,
Did he just
so
always enjoy this?
in season 1, we find out like he has I guess he watched a lot of cooking shows back in the real world. So as he's going through, uh, we basically we meet Fel in the second episode of this anime, and I feel like you noticed Fel is always hunting different monsters. So that is their source of protein, and Makoto's just trying to find ways to cook it and make it better. And it feels like he's an encyclopedia of recipes. He never has to look anything up. He kind of just knows everything on the top of his head. In his past life, he was a businessman, though.
Okay, well that makes sense because I know there's lots of experiences where he has kind of like merchant like qualities. And so you're talking about some of the things that he's doing like with his shopping or whether it's his the display of it all. He's very much selling as he goes because I looked at a lot of the recipes and very high up selling when it comes to a lot of that. And he's always kind of talking up the recipe, but he uses such good detail that you would think he was truly involved with the people business. He's very sociable, he's very marketable, and there were lots of good aspects to him that really line up with the character that you're describing there.
Oh yeah, he's just. I love that he's just kind of embraced everything. He decided like, well, we're gonna just start cooking. I'm gonna start. I don't know why he didn't want to open a restaurant at one point. It just seems like he's very content traveling, but I really feel like he should uh, open up something. I don't know if you had this concern as I did after watching season 1 when it aired. I had the concern of like, whoa, everything is fried food. I mean, I love fried food, but I felt like, whoa, a lot of the stuff he makes is fried food.
No, a lot of it. I mean, maybe that's what makes it so marketable to the Americans. We love our fried food over here, and so you just look at some of that, and it almost makes you wonder if they were trying to really just appeal to us a lot more.
I mean, I was just like, whoa, everything is kind of fried. I don't know if they brought it up in season one or is it in season two. There's a, like after the episode ends, they go into like, it's kind of like what Blue Lock did, where they had the little chibi versions,
Little
and what
TV,
was it?
yeah.
Yeah, they kind of do that at the end of each of these episodes. For one episode, he did say like, "Oh, I know you think we're eating a lot of fried food, but we actually balance it out."
I think it's funny to note just that the recipes that he made, obviously, he had a lot of depth to him. He had a lot of ingredients, has some vegetables, and, first meeting Fell's like, "Where's the meat? I'm here for the meat. Like, put the meat on the table." He's like, "You gotta balance it. You gotta have other things with it."
Oh, and then just the way he describes his cooking. I don't know if you, well, I don't know how much diving you've done into this anime, but Crunchyroll does have a full blog post on every meal they cooked in the show by episode and what the real world counterpart of it is.
Interesting.
So all the meals he cooks, he does say what they are based off of. But if you go to Crunchyroll, and I'll try to tag this in the notes of the show, there are like, they'll be like, this is what it's supposed to be in this world. And it's really cool seeing like how he's adapted things. And I'm kind of glad you watched season two because season one's great and all, but season two, when we get the other gods, because in the first season, it's Oni Ninrir. And then in season
Okay.
two, we get all like the whole cast of god characters. And I, it's this recurring joke, I feel like, in the show that he never sends his blessings on time. He's always late, like extremely late sending his blessings. And just to like, his interaction with the gods is one of my favorite parts of the show.
I mean, how needy and greedy they are, and he's just like, "Ugh, like children, relax."
I do. That's like one of the best parts of it. Their gods, Fenrir is like this legendary monster creature, and he treats them like kind of like they're just normal people. He's like, you wait your turn, and you'll get what you get. I'm only one person. Everyone needs to take turns, and you have to listen to me. I love when, what was it? The god of blacksmithing and then the god of war. Like, he's like, I don't want any blessings. And they're like, well, we're going to bless him while he's sleeping so he can level up faster.
The more he levels up, the more blessings they get in return.
Yeah. Cause it's revealed that if every time he levels up, he accesses more online shopping sections so he can get more niche items. I guess more liquor for them. They love drinking, those
That's what they
gods.
begged for with the next level of it. You have to open this store.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. And I also another thing I really love about Makoto is that he's very mindful of not like causing too much trouble. He doesn't want to be known. He doesn't want people to like ask too many questions from him. He doesn't bring this up in season two. So in season one, we find out that his skills are he has an item box, he can online grocery shop, and he has appraisal, which appraisal is a skill only given to people from another world who have come here. So it's I guess it's known that people come here from another world, but he doesn't want people thinking that he is from somewhere else.
I thought that was interesting because, only having watched season 2 somehow,
Uh,
there was a nice part of it where he's in this village for so long and he really he enjoys the people in it. He enjoys what he's doing, but then he starts to work with this blacksmith in town, and the blacksmith kind of says, "Oh yeah, you're the talk of the town. Like everybody knows about you." And he's like, "Oh, I didn't realize that." And his first thought was, instead of embracing it, he's just like, "Well, we need to move on somewhere." And they're like, "What? Why? Like we like it here." He's like, "Well, because," he said, "we're starting to get a lot of attention." And he said, "That's not fair to the guild, so we just need to move on." So it kind of really sticks with that kind of quiet personal life he was keeping there and really keeping it on the down low.
oh yeah, because it. So we find out in season one when he gets there that I guess the kingdom that he originally arrives in, it seems like it's kind of corrupt. Like the royal family has this iron hold on the town. So he in his mind, he's like, well, if people find out that I have online grocery shopping, which is basically getting the best items. It's like getting future items to the past. And he's like, people are gonna like imprison me and force me to like shop these items. So he's always on the like lookout, be like, we gotta stay low. Once people start like really paying attention to us, we gotta leave. But I mean, having felt makes it very difficult to
I was gonna
remain
say,
low.
which is kind of the opposite of Fell's persona. He's very everybody will know me, everybody will see me. I'm not hiding who I am. I'm just this giant wolf. And
Yeah, I mean, is there any other things you have about Makota you want to talk to, or should we just dive into Fell?
no, I think it's just important to kind of know how good of a person he is. I mean, you look at every little interaction he had with everybody, it was always positive. He's not seeking to get a one up on anybody. He's just genuinely a good, down to earth person. He wants to do right by everybody.
Oh yeah, especially well, again, now that you see season 2, the episode with the children, that was kinda one of my
Yes.
favorite episodes that season
That
where
warmed my heart so much. So
there are these kids and their mom is extremely sick. So, Makota what does he get? Oh, because of Sui's potions.
yes, this elixir. So he first tries to
Yeah.
make those enchanted potions, but Fell just sitting back there. He's like, "That'll never work for illness. You need to make an elixir." And the only thing he knew that could help make an elixir was, dragon's blood. And so he
Which
asked
he
Sui
had
and
some.
talked to him about, yeah, because that giant dragon. Yeah, he had Sui, and Sui just kind of becomes this master craftsman. I mean, becomes this amazing blacksmith, becomes a apothecary, like can just do all kinds of amazing things like that.
Oh, yeah, and I love that at the end of the episode, he doesn't want to just be like, "Here is the elixir," or "Here is this thing." He really gives the kids a chance to, like, feel like they've earned it because he trades, what are they? They hunt a rock bird or some
They had that orc.
oh, the orc, yeah, they killed the orc, and he says, "Well, this elixir costs 1 orc."
Yeah,
And
that kind of worried me for a second because he's like, "Well, I am a merchant. I can't give anything free." And I was
oh,
like,
were you worried
"Mako-"
that Makoto's
I was
gonna
like,
take advantage of
"Makota,
these
like you're not
children?
this person." And then he's like, "That'll cost you 1 orc." And I was like, "Oh, phew."
He's like, "I need 100
I
coins,
know.
children." I do wish we could have seen, like, their mom wake up. I assume she did. I assume the
Well,
elixir
in the
worked.
chibi part at the end of the
Oh,
episode is
did
where it
it?
happened. Yeah,
I
so
must
on
have
that
missed it.
one, she, they're like, "Mother, like, we got you some medicine," and they gave her the elixir, and she kind of, "Wow, I feel so much better," and she's just, like, talking to them and just, "Oh, I'm so thankful, thank you so much." They're like, "We worked so hard, mom, we got this for you, now you'll be all better," and she's like, "Well, I could use something to eat," and then they
Oh, and
bring
they
out
gives
that
them
soup that he
yeah.
made, and then she's like, "Oh, it's delicious," and it's just, like, all smiles and laughs, and I was like, "Oh, that's very heartwarming, like, that's what I needed right there."
I also love that the food, like, food from our world to them buffs them. It's buffs for all the characters there because Makoto can use appraisal on people. So he sees when people eat like, our world's food, it gives them, like, strength buffs or, like, mana buffs,
Yeah.
which I really love. Yeah, like you're saying, Makoto's just, like, a really great guy. I've never seen him what I've experienced, he hasn't done anything wrong to anyone. He's just very nice and very I don't know. He only takes what he needs kinda
Yeah.
thing. We see a lot where he freaks out about how much he gets paid for things,
Yeah,
and
there
I
were a
just
couple, like I know with that episode, it just reminded me when they're like, "Oh, thank you, uncle," and it just, like, a shot to the heart
oh,
for him. He's like, "Have I really become so ancient?"
oh, man. I don't know, like, I feel Makoto on that. I just think old I don't
I know,
know.
especially, like, how we have it now when everyone's calling people "Unc," and you're just like, "Oh, I don't wanna be
Oh,
Unc
yeah.
yet."
It hurts, but I mean, I guess we'll move on to our next character. Speaking about uncles, we got Uncle
Uncle
Fel.
Phil.
Yeah. So I I love the pairing of Makoto and Fel. I feel like Fel has lived his life on top of the food chain everywhere, and he Fel acts so posh and just like I am the king. I am better than all of you. No one is beneath me. And then comes Makoto, and Makoto's just like, I'm gonna humble you, Fel. You you now like it's not like you work for me. It's kind of like we are a team now and we need to treat everyone with respect and, like everyone needs to wait for food and you can't just eat first.
Honestly, kind of watching I need to definitely go back and see who Fell was before, but looking where he's at now, there's so many of those moments still where Fell's like, "I need all of the meat right now." He's like, "You're gonna have your fair share," he said, "but we have to be patient." He's like, "Ugh, fine, like, I'll be patient, but it better be good." And then every single time he makes a delicious thing, he's like, "Wow," he said, "it looks amazing." And, like, he's just this giant wolf. But then every time they're, like, looking at food shopping, talking about food, wherever it is, he just gets right up beside him and has, like, these little, like, blush marks on his cheeks, and he's just, like, a happy, excited little puppy.
Oh, you definitely need to go back and watch when Fell first got Wagyu beef. I think it was a night they did something and they were gonna celebrate, and Makoto decided to order Wagyu beef, which is very delicious beef. If you guys have it's pricey, everyone, but I recommend trying it at least once in
Yeah,
your
don't go for
life.
the Arby's version of it. You're never gonna enjoy the Wagyu the way it needs to
Wait,
be enjoyed.
does Arby's have Wagyu beef?
They've tried a hamburger of it before, and I was like, "Oh, it's my first time getting to try it," and I was like, "This is not how it's supposed to be."
Oh, now I wonder if it's still around. I wanna try this Wagyu beef Arby's burger.
This knockoff Wagyu.
Oh, man, but yeah, when Fell first gets Wagyu, it sends him into not like a monstrous rage, but he's like, "I need to hunt now." And he goes out and hunts, and it's overnight, so Makoto falls asleep, and when Makoto wakes up, there's a giant pile of monsters that Fell's hunted overnight, and it's just because the Wagyu beef has buffed him so much. So that's why when we see from that point on, Makoto's been like, "We can't have Wagyu, only on very special occasions can we eat this meat."
Well, he had a line in season 2 where he told him, he said, "Don't make your favorite meals go extinct." And so I thought that was pretty neat to tell him because it's like, obviously he would definitely overhunt. He would go crazy about it, but he says, "Don't make your favorite meals go extinct."
Oh, man, yeah, gosh, I'm trying to think of some Fell okay, normally, like, a character like Fell, I mean, everyone, Fell, Sui, Dora, like, they're all overpowered
Oh, yeah.
characters. But in an anime where I feel like the action part of the anime is the cooking. The cooking is where, like, the action scenes happen.
Yeah.
And so in that sense, I'm like, "Hey, you know what? Mow through all these monsters in a minute." Like, when they go through the orc camp in season 2, when they're like, there's a camp of orcs that they have to fight,
Oh, yeah.
and it's just like once they bring the other adventurers along, and it's just like Fel and Sui can handle or Dora can handle all this. And it took them a few minutes. They were like, "That would have taken us a day."
See, honestly, I think of him like Genu from Solo Leveling. Like that's how strong these characters are in this little universe. These three can like completely wipe out a horde of whatever, like whatever enemy they see in front of them. And honestly, they're on the fly thinking and they're strategizing. You wouldn't think these characters would work well together. Like they're all kind of independent bosses, but honestly, there was one fight where they were fighting this kind of, I think it's called a behemoth in there. It looks like a giant rhino. And first, Fell's trying to make his moves at it. He's like, there's something about this. Like, ooh, he said, Sui, like, acid, put your acid on it. So then they realize quickly they can shoot some acid onto this guy. They kind of weaken him. And then you had Dora, which was able to kind of singe it, burn it a little bit. And then Fell's able to kind of deliver some strikes through it. So honestly, they're on the fly thinking and their teamwork was really great. And when you think of that all stemming from just wanting the same foods and wanting these delicious meals, so it makes it so much more funny.
Oh, that was the final boss of the dungeon, right?
Yeah.
That they're going through? Yes. Oh, man. I also love that Fel could just go through the day killing all these monsters and just being like, "Here's the meat, Makoto, cook it." But he really wants Makoto to become, I don't know, self-sufficient or, more skilled fighter. Because he's always like, "We need to go to a dungeon. You need to train. We need to do
Yeah.
this. You need to, like, use your skills."
I think there was one part in there where they were talking about after that big dungeon, kind of their growth, and Fel was like, "Oh, I've leveled up quite a bit." I'm over 10,000 in attack and defense or whatever it is. And then even Dora's like, "Oh, I leveled up a ton too. Look, I'm faster than ever." And he's like, "Well, Suey, it's okay. Like, you probably won't level up a lot." He said, "But you're getting better." And he looks at it, his level went all the way up to like 66 or something. He's like, "You've like tripled your level." And he's like, "Well, surely I've leveled up too." And he goes in there. There's that 1+1.
Oh man. I mean, just to talk a little about Makoto again, sorry. But like I definitely feel like I relate to Makoto. Even if someone was like, "You have a shield, you cannot get hurt," and I'd still go to the dungeon, I would still act like I could get hurt. I'd be hiding
Oh
behind
yeah.
things. So I was like, "Oh man, good." Them going through the dungeon was so hilarious. I loved it. But yeah, yeah, Fell is just such an overpowered character, but such a um, funny, loving character. I love how he takes care of Sui, how he he's very I don't know. He's not protective of Sui. Well, he's protective of Sui, but you know, he's still. I guess he's the uncle. He's Uncle Fel.
He kind of reminds me of if you've ever seen the movie Storks, so there's little like wolves, and it's like, oh, this little human child, I'm gonna devour this child. And it's like, oh, I love this child. Like, we gotta
Yeah.
protect this child. Like, I agree, I agree, I agree. Like, that's Uncle Phil to me. He's just got this like innate personality to him. He's just so lovable, so enjoyable, but he's also just looks terrifying. He looks menacing, but just so sweet and so lovable.
Oh, and I also love that he's not above manipulation of Makoto.
No.
Anytime Fel wants to do anything, he's like, Sui, don't you want to do this too?
And Sui has such a soft spot in Makoto's heart. He's like, "Oh, come on, kid. Like, if that's what you want to do, we'll do it." And so he uses
Yeah.
Sui so much like that because he knows that he always gets his way.
Yeah, there will be those moments where Fel will be like, "Oh, we should do this," and Makoto's like, "No, we can't do that." Then Sui's like, "I want to shoot monsters." He's like,
Yeah, I want to
"Okay,
pew
Sui."
pew.
He's like, "Okay, Sui, we can go." Oh man. Well, gosh, I'm trying to think of other. Fel's has so many. Fel is so cool. I love the action that Fel brings. The lightning strikes, the movement. It's a fun ride with Fel.
Yeah, and see, like, loving action animes how I do, I feel like Fell was needed for me on this one, and without him, I don't know where the action would have been so much. I mean, Sui obviously has some cool action spots, but Fell was really, like, the bulk of it. If you try to put Makoto in there instead and just, oh, there'd be no action. Like, obviously, like you said, the cooking is kind of the action point of it, but I need to see some fights, and Fell was ready to bring on every single fight that I needed in this show, and I appreciated that.
Like when I think about having Fel, like Makoto and Fel being teamed up in the very beginning of this anime, it's like whenever you play Pokemon, I don't know if you do this when you play Pokemon, but I did this when I was a kid, is where I over level my Pokemon in like Route 2 or whatever. So if I have a Bulbasaur, it's by the time I get to the first gym, it's like,
You're
here's my
already evolved almost.
Venusaur. Yeah. And I'm just mowing, like going through everything. I'm still enjoying the game. It's still a lot of fun for me, but I'm just
But
like,
you have that good, strong fallback in case something goes crazy.
yeah, so I feel that's how Fell is in this. We're still enjoying the ride, but Fell we bring out Fell when we're just like, I don't have time. I need to do something real quick, but I need to get past this gym right away.
Handle this for me.
Yeah. Well, I think that brings us to another character that is a lot of fun too, is Sui. Sui, our little slime ball.
I feel like Sui was just the most adorable little thing, and just the excitement that they had with every single little action. Oh, it's so adorable. And you just look at like you talked about like the shooting thing, and anytime Sui wanted to fight, Sui's like, "Oh, like Sui wanted to pew pew more monsters," and just made it so lovable. My little one was watching this with me a little bit, and she was obsessed with Sui. She's like, "Oh my gosh, it's so cute! I want one."
Oh yeah, I feel like who doesn't want a pet slime? I feel like slime's
Pet
so fun.
slime that's also like a master blacksmith can make you any potion and elixir and mix any ingredients for you.
And it's basically a vehicle. When Sui gets
Yeah.
extremely large and you can just like float on Sui. I love when they're doing the what is it, the Kraken fight or they're fighting the giant
Yeah, the
squid.
very last episode of season 2, I just watched that one.
Yeah, and then Sui. I love Sui is just so sweet and innocent. when Sui's like, "I didn't get to kill a monster."
It's
And
like,
then that
"That's okay, buddy, you'll get a chance next time."
and then that giant sea monster comes up, and Sui's like, "Those are my friends."
Oh, I love Suey.
Oh, Sui is great, and again, another character where I normally would be upset about this kinda character, a character that can basically do anything, I don't know, normally in an anime that would upset me, but, like, now that I'm thinking about it in Pokemon terms again, Sui is like my Bidoof.
Your HM slave.
Yeah, my HMs, yeah, where it's just like, cause like, Sui's your blacksmith now, Sui's your potion maker now, and, I don't know if they do it a lot in season 2, but Sui does eat all the garbage. Like, all the plastic and the containers
Yeah,
of food stuff come in, Sui does that, and Sui also can clean the dishes.
that's awesome.
So, Sui is just I don't know, Sui's just so much fun, it's just, I love how I don't man, I'm trying to think about if it happened in season 2. Do people get grossed out by Sui in season 2?
Not as much. They seem to kinda just accept for what it is.
Because there are scenes where Makoto will go into a new town in season 1, and then oh, he is updating um hunter's license, his hunter's guild's license, and he's like, "Oh, I have a new familiar, and it's Sui." And he pulls out Sui from his bag, and he like puts it in front of the girl. He's like, "I have this adorable slime," and everyone's like, "Ugh, that guy carries around a slime with him." And he's like, "Don't listen to them, Sui." But
You know you're perfect.
Sui is the greatest, and just as fun. Well, when everyone's comic relief, it's kinda like, again, another character in a normal anime that would annoy me, just like, when you have that little kid in your group for no reason, when you're playing, like when you're in anime or you're playing an RPG, and it's just like, your team is all warriors, and it's like, "Well, we found this child that now is gonna follow us along for some reason." And it's just like, "Why?" That's how Sui feels, but in this instance, I'm like, "I love this. I love having this child with me."
Just so overpowered and everything.
Oh, I mean, like, everyone but Makoto is just so overpowered in this show. And I guess that will bring us to our last member of this party, Dora. And, oh, man, when he shows up, I'm just like, I really didn't want another party member with us, but this is too good. He's too good.
Yeah, just comes flying in out of nowhere and just, like, lands flat on his face. He freaks out. He's like, "What is this thing?" And he's like, "Oh, I smell some delicious food."
So we meet him in the forest because there's a whole bunch of like, was it tarantulas or
Yeah.
giant spiders that attack them. And we find out the only reason the spiders were attacking is because Dora was like upset them or disturbed them, or his presence there made them agitated. So the spiders did nothing wrong, but they had to honor them by eating the delicious meat.
I don't know,
And
they existed, that was enough for me.
I also was like, oh, wait, so spider meat turns into crab is the equivalent of crab meat in our world?
Yeah, because here you would think it'd be so gamey, like, nobody would eat something like that.
Yeah. Oh, wait, have you ever eaten spider?
Oh god, I hope not.
I know this is a weird question, but I have eaten a tarantula.
Really?
Yeah, this is a little side story, but one year I was at San Diego for Comic Con, and I don't know if you remember this movie. There was a movie called Box Trolls.
Yeah.
They had a box troll food truck, and I guess in that movie they eat insects. So the food truck was just insects, and it was like crickets and cockroaches and like a fried spider. So I was really hungry, and I didn't have any cash on me, but the food truck was free. And I was like, "Well, what is the biggest item that I can get from this food truck?" And it was a fried tarantula.
Oh.
So I ended up eating a fried tarantula. Not as bad as you would think, but not as delicious as it's not as delicious, I guess. I don't know if you thought it was delicious. It was not.
And you said they had it fried?
Yeah, they like tempura fried it, kinda.
Okay,
So, I don't know.
interesting.
It did not taste like crab meat. It wasn't the most delicious crab meat as they made in this show. I love that another thing about Dora that I liked is that, oh my gosh, I can't remember the guild leader's name. the elf guy. Gosh, what is his name? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
When he's obsessed with dragons and he meets Dora, he's like, "Oh, here's a tree branch because I know you guys only rest on these branches." And Dora just sits down on the couch. And he's like, "I know you only drink this nectar." He's like, "We don't drink that nectar."
That's what I thought was funny too when, like, you have little Dora, which is, like, just this little tiny pixie dragon, and the first time they're enjoying that dragon meat and, like, he's just loving it, and he's like, "Wait a second, like, isn't this cannibalism for you?" He's like, "No, no, no." He said, like, "Only if it was another pixie dragon, it'd be cannibalism." He said, "But these big earthy land dragons," he said, "No, no."
Oh, I think his name's Elland. Elland?
Yeah, I think they called him, like, Willem and some. That's one of the parts I saw, but I also could've just been reading the subtitles for parts.
Oh, you watched it subbed?
I did on some of them.
Um,
This
see,
one
I've
was the
been
one I started
watching.
watching, I was like, "Wait a second, this is sub now, let me go back." Instead of
Uh,
making you wait, like, 3 weeks extra for each dubbed
I
episode.
know. My Hero's always rough because I can't wait for the dub to come out, so I just plow through the subbed.
See, and I
And
used to
it's
be, like, adamant that I had to watch dubbed, like, in all the shows, but then I was like, "You know what? I'm tired of waiting." So then I started to really learn to love sub.
it's jarring though when you watch dub and then you switch to sub. Like the
The
voices are
voices are
very
so different, I'm
different.
just like, "What is going on?"
You're like, oh wait, the vibe is so different
Like, "That is
from
not
these two.
Midoriya."
Yeah. Oh man. I mean, like, I don't know though. I do think they nailed Mineta. The vibes of Mineta, subbed and dubbed, I feel like are there.
Absolutely.
But I love Dora. I love that. I love the scene where they're like, "Wait, you're eating dragon? Isn't that kind of like cannibalism? A dragon eating dragon?" It's like we're two totally different types of dragons.
Don't lump me in with them.
Yeah, and it's just like I don't know. It's just fun. Again, he was already powered up before he got his he gets a blessing from the gods too. So I just think he's just another fun guy to have around. And everyone basically is comic relief in this show.
Yes, it's so spunky.
I don't know. Is there anything else you think about Dora, or should we move on to the gods?
Think we can move on to the gods?
Okay, so I only had one god on my thing because we only had one in season one, but I really love all. Was it six of them now?
Think so. Think there were 4
There,
girls, 2 guys?
yeah, I love. Um, gosh, now I'm thinking, did we meet the? Did you meet the other gods, like the other three girls in season two? Like, is that where they first were introduced, or were they already there?
They were there in season 2 for me, so I wasn't sure if they already
Okay,
existed
so
before or if they just
we
popped
might have
in.
met them at the end of season one because they are because originally Fel is blessed by Ninrir. I guess she's the goddess of wind, and that's the guy who blessed Fel at the very like since he's been around. So that's why he's kind of overpowered because he has a god's blessing. And basically, he tells Makona like, "Hey, if you want a god's blessing, maybe if you ask, maybe she'll give you one." And of course, she wants like give him a blessing, so he'll give her cake as offerings and stuff from the online shop. Later in season one, we do meet three other goddesses. My favorite moment of them is they're all trying to bless Makota, but the gosh, was it the water goddess? She's like, "Oh, I can't bless you because you have no affinity to water magic," and she starts crying. And then the other goddess is like, "Please don't cry." And they start yelling at Makota. They're like, "How dare you do something?" And he's like, "I can't. What do you want me to do?" But she ends up blessing Sui, and that's how Sui becomes overpowered because he gets the water goddess's full blessing. Makoto only has half blessings from all these gods,
But
but
they
half.
overlap just enough to, like, keep him safe and keep him from getting
Yeah, I love
endangered.
that part where Ninru is like, "Oh, it turns out to all your little blessings equal one regular blessing."
I think that's when he wanted to open that poison chest, and he's like, "Oh, I don't know," 'cause he just saw at first he saw a chest, he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna open it," and then that's when Fel was like, "Hold on, like, use your skills." He's like, "Oh, this has poison."
Oh, man. I don't know if you ever have you ever played any D&D?
I have not. I've never had a
Oh,
group around
man.
me to do it.
Oh, maybe next time I visit, we'll host a campaign. I know Miguel's really into D&D, so I'm sure we can get some
Yeah,
one-shot group
work me
together.
into it.
But in D&D, there's these monsters called mimics, and they look like items. Usually they're chests, like in this show. And, have you watched Free Run?
I have not.
Oh, I recommend Free Run. I recommend you watch it, and no matter what you think, and I'm not worried because Miguel listens to these episodes way behind. So he's not listening to this one yet. Watch Free Rein, even if you like it, don't like it, be like, tell Miguel, "Oh, I didn't like that show," and that'll be your revenge for Fire Force. But
I'll see, "Ooh, what is this awful show you made me listen
yeah,
to?"
I told him I wasn't hooked into it from the first episode, and he got very upset with me. So, um, yeah, but there are these chests, and they're called mimics. They're in the anime Free Rein, and they're here. And I know that's how I would die in this world, opening a chest, because of course I want the gold or see what's inside, though.
Yeah, I don't wanna say I'm greedy, but definitely in, like, my Dark Souls days, go and open these chests and they somehow, like, devour you, I'm like, "Oh, that's shoulda seen that one coming."
I mean, I feel like I blame Pokemon. Pokemon trained us to go through every trash can, to bust into anyone's house, look through all drawers,
You take
open
whatever
every
you
door.
find is yours.
Yeah, Pokemon trained you like there
You find a
might be a
Pokemon on that
potion.
table,
Yeah,
it's yours now.
there might be something for you. You gotta dig through everything. And that's trained us to just open all items.
And now it backfires.
I love I love how these gods are so greedy. Not greedy. I don't know. Is it greedy? Well, I mean, of course it's
I think they
greedy.
definitely have some good greedy aspects to 'em.
How they're like, you need to send us more, or you're late with your offering. How dare you? They never like we're taking back our blessings because they know as soon as they take back those blessings,
Well, it's
there's
funny
no more
because now
offerings.
that I think about that, there was this part toward the end of it, and they're all like, we need it now, we need this, we need this, we need this." He's like, "Now hold on, that's way too much, that's way too much." And then they're like, "No, like, you owe us." He said, "You know what?" He said, "I'm gonna give my blessings back, and you'll never get any more offerings." They're like, "Maybe we were rude, I'm sorry." And, like, even, like, the God of War who's, like, so rash, he's like, "I'm sorry." And so then he's
I
like, "Okay, let's talk about this." And they're like, "Well, you've been making, what, 5 times the amount?" He said, "I'm not gonna get a number on it, but maybe 5 times the amount." So he said, "How's about, you double?" So then he gives them all an allowance of, like, 6 silver coins.
that's what happened in this season. Because normally like season one was just kind of he was buying whatever and just giving it to them, and now I love that he's just like budgeted them, and it's also cool seeing them have to look at the screen. Like he's
Yeah,
like,
he's like,
okay,
"Shop through, look at all of it, pick what you want."
oh man, I just these gods are so hilarious. I love how like we were saying like the god of war and the god of blacksmithing blessed him while he was sleeping.
Just so they could also get these offerings.
Oh, I love that when he wakes up, he's like, "Oh, I feel different, but I don't know what's happened." So, oh, I have a question for you. When you're watching it sub, because you watch some of the episodes sub, does it translate what's on the screen?
Loosely. I mean, it's most of the time it does give you pretty good translation, but there were a couple that once I went back and kinda rewatched and dub and caught a little bit thing like, they were a little bit different, but most of the time it just kinda goes on, the interpretation of it, and sometimes our words are a little interpreted differently, but
Well,
most
because
for the most
sometimes
part,
on
it was
this,
all
yeah,
English subs is how I usually do it.
yeah, because sometimes like when he's shopping or like written items won't have it won't tell you what they are.
No, like, on the screens, there's still, like, all the Japanese characters, like, I don't know
Oh,
what they are
okay.
half the time,
Yeah.
but I'm looking at some of these pictures, and then he's like, "Oh, they have this," and I'm like, "Oh, I didn't know that's what that was." Like, when he first got those 2 new shops, I could just see, like, desserts, and there's, like, a savory menu, but he's like, "Ooh, the sweet shop," and I was like, "Okay, I probably figured that one out," but I think he had, like, specific names for most of these little shops that he's picking online.
Yeah, and one of my just like talking about his online shopping, one of my favorite parts is that I love when he buys stuff and then he has to when he decides like this is an item I'm going to sell to like the merchants to make some gold coins. and he has to repackage all the items. There's a I don't know, is this there's maybe it's in season 1? I know in season 2, when he's, like, marinating the squid, he doesn't just bring the bottles of marinade, he pours all the bottles into, like, a a barrel and brings the barrel over so no one knows, but I know in season 1, he sells conditioner and shampoo and bars of soap, which are luxury items in this world. But I mean, all of us have bought shampoo probably in our lives. It does not come in it comes in a pretty modern bottle. So there's a part where he's, like, pouring all the shampoo into, like, potion-looking bottles to sell so that no one knows. And he's unwrapping all the soaps and putting them in different bags so no one even though the soap bars have, like, these imprints on them. So, that's just another thing I really love. These gods are funny, though. I love and it's another for them, it's a great character that just kinda pops in and out. Like, if they were there the whole episode, it'd probably get annoying, but just 'cause they come in for a little bit of an episode, and then there's sometimes where we don't see them for 2 or 3 episodes, or we see them at the end complaining about, like, well, and Makota's sleeping. It happens a lot where Makota's sleeping, he's like, "I think I forgot something, but I can't remember." And
The
then,
gods are like, "It's our offerings." He's like,
yeah.
"Oh, yeah, the kids. I forgot to bring them sweets." Like,
Oh, yeah, and just, like, how the gods overtalk each other all the time. They're always talking over each other. It's just, oh, they're so funny, and I don't know. Do you want more gods? Do you think we need more of them, or do you think this group of
I
6 is
think
good?
as high strung as they are and how they're go, 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 I feel like 6 is what we need. Like, you don't want more of those.
Well,
Unless you have a level-headed one who's gonna keep them in order, like,
I thought 4 was the max on that plane of existence, and then suddenly, like, these 2 kinda roll up out of nowhere. They're like, "Hey, what's going on over there?"
I wanna be a part of this.
So, I don't know what more blessings we can get, but, I mean,
Right.
poor Makoto is gonna be chock full of blessings by the end of his
Eventually, he'll
times
have 2
here.
whole ones.
Yeah. Well, okay, so, I don't know, are there any favorite moments you have that we haven't gotten to talk over yet?
Yeah, there were honestly a couple for me. So, I looked at obviously the his frugalness would crack me up, and so there were some parts to it where, there was, like, 1 gold coin for a piece of meat. He's like, "That is steep." And so the first time I'm watching, I'm thinking like, "Well, 1 doesn't sound bad." But then I realized everything else, they're sold in, like, silvers and coppers, things like that. So I was like, "Okay, maybe gold's pretty good." But he's like, "I mean, I'll do it," but he's like, "Gosh, that's steep." And then someone's like, "Ooh, you gotta have this magic stove." He's like, "How much is that?" And they're like, 860 gold coins. He's like, "What?" And then Fell's like, "Oh, no, no, no. Go on, buy it. Like, you'll be able to prepare more meals for me using it." And so he's like, "Okay." And so I'm just, like, thinking, as much money as that is, like, holy cow, all on this magic stove.
Oh, yeah, I think in the first season, there's an episode where, Makoto wants to get, like, a portable little burner, and the guy's like, "Oh, this is 80 gold." And Makoto starts freaking out. Though, I don't know, do they sell stoves on online grocery shopping? Could he? Because he did buy a portable burner through the online grocery shopping.
I wanna say he talked about something on there, but he said something about it wouldn't cook well enough for him, or he didn't think it would get up to heat. He said, like, "This magic one can get much hotter than a normal stove," so he had to have that magic one.
I I wonder, there was a time where they were getting low, right? On gold?
Yeah.
Because in season 1, it felt like it was endless amounts. Because Fel would hunt 1,000 things, and they would go, and it would just be like sacks of gold be given to them.
Yeah, because I remember, like, the multiple times where he got, like, "Oh, here's a couple thousands or something," and he's like, "What? Like, that much for the dungeon?" They're like, "Yeah, I mean, you completed it." Or when he's getting toward the end, he finds all those gems, and they're like, "Hey, by the way, you left all this in the jewelry box." Like, "I thought it was empty," and they're like, no, there's, like, a lot of gems," and I think he ended up selling those for 9,000 something.
I also think, like, in season 1, the first thing Makoto sells is salt and pepper that he's ordered from the online grocery, and he ends up selling a bag of salt and some pepper for 17 gold, and it cost him 3 coppers. So, in my mind, I'm always like, he's basically got an endless supply of money.
Oh, yeah, he could do that anytime he wanted.
So, I don't know, just, but again, that is like me though. I don't know if you ever go shopping and you're like you look at a price of something, but it's not too outrageous, but you're like, "Oh my god, this box of cereal is $8 or whatever." And you're like, "That's outrageous." But I mean, you can afford it, but it's still like, I'm not gonna pay for
Then it's like I'll
this.
blow $20 at the gas station in snacks.
Yeah, you're just like, what I don't know. I've had that moment a lot where it's like, this item's 1,000 well, not 1,000. I don't know what I'm looking at. This $1,000, but it's just like, "Oh, I could afford this," but it's still outrageous to me that you charge this much.
Right. I'm still gonna do it, but let me complain.
Yeah, I'm still gonna buy your stove. I gotta make this dog happy over here.
I think the only other big moment that kinda stood out to me was, one of those big, like, bug fight scenes, and so Fell used this big old lightning strike attack and just, like, fried them all. The dragon's like, "Hey, come on, I wanted to kill some too," and then Suey in this little tiny voice says, "That's not nice, Uncle Fell." Like,
Oh, was that in the dungeon? When they first go into the dungeon?
yeah, it's like when they had, like, the open world landing kind of version of it, like, once they got, 20 floors down, I think it looked a little foresty again.
Oh, and then Makoto was like, "We have to take turns. We'll take turns killing monsters." it's great that it's Makoto and his 3 kids, basically.
Yeah.
He's like, You need to share. We need to take turns with each other. Everyone gets to kill a monster on this trip."
And then poor Suey just wants to pew pew everything.
I do like I think Sui's attacks are the most interesting to me because Sui can like break down to little. It looks like little BB gun nozzles coming out of Sui, just shooting
Yeah.
everywhere, or just turning into a giant glob. Oh wait, was there? Does it happen in season 2 where Sui makes a whole bunch of small Suis to carry all the dead bodies and put them into the Makota's item box?
I don't know if I saw none of that.
Because Sui can turn into small, like Sui can become smaller Suis, and they can do whatever labor that needs to be done, and then Sui will reabsorb it to one bigger person.
Interesting.
So, yeah, I just for me, I guess some of my favorite moments. That's tough. I mean, I love all the cooking. I l- I love how it's just kind of it's the best cooking vlog, anime style. I I don't know if this could ever happen, but I would love a crossover of Campfire Cooking and Delicious in Dungeon. I want those 2 shows to, like, cross over each other.
I think honestly, I loved how just easy to follow the recipes were and how they really gave you like true cooking stances throughout it. Like he's talking about how, oh, we're doing this. I think they were frying or something, but it was like toward the end when they had the grill is what it was. He said, you have a grill. He's here. He said, you can't just leave it on there. You can't speed cook it. You can't char it. He said, you really have to slow burn it. He said, you really want to limit how much you're touching it. One good flip. And so just very practical. And if honestly, if you're learning to cook, you can learn a lot of good skills from him because he even talked about like the slices of onion. He said, cook them on both sides. That way they get a little bit of sweetness to them. It's softer. It's easier for the kids to eat. I'm just like, huh, there's actually a lot of really good cooking advice throughout the show too.
Did they make dumplings in the season that you watched?
I don't know that I know there were a couple of ramen instances, but I don't know if I saw the dumplings.
There's a
There
part
could
where
have been one instance of them.
they're making dumplings, and Sui's like, "I wanna help." So you're putting the meat filling inside the dumpling wrapper, and he's, like, folding the dumpling wrapper up, and so he's like, I wanna help, I wanna make dumplings." And Sui's very bad at folding the dumplings together. So at the end, when they're done, you see all these, like, perfectly wrapped dumplings, this pile, like, of these weird shaped dumplings, and those are Sui's that Sui's made, and it's just this show is great because I mean, it's fantasy, of course, but there are times where Makoto's like, "Well, we're running out of meat, so or we're running out of food, we're running out of stuff, so we're gonna kinda just do, like, a mixed match of meat today or a stir fry with this and this because we gotta use our leftovers." And I love that sauce made in one episode will come back and it's like, "Well, we still have leftover sauce that we gotta use. We can't
Yeah.
waste anything."
Honestly, those little details were so they were so good because you don't a lot of anime, they'd take more pride in the action of it, but thinking about this one not being so much an action anime, they honestly put a lot of details into little things, and that would've gone unnoticed. Like, I wouldn't even have thought about the sauce, how you just said that, but it is true, like, they go back and they reuse so much of it, and they really try to keep inventory, so, like, episode 1, something might come back in episode 4. Little moments like that you wouldn't think would be significant and all, but honestly, it just really goes to show, number 1, how frugal he can be, but number 2, it's just real life, you're not wasting all that food, you're not throwing it out every time, you're gonna try to reuse what you have in the fridge most of the time, and it's
Uh,
kinda really nice to think about that and just see the little details of what they were doing there.
oh, definitely. I love that he reuses the food. I love that where nothing's going to waste, even though in his item box things say like frozen and so they're infinitely fresh no matter what.
Right.
Like anything that goes in there stays that way because he's been carrying that dragon that they butcher finally in season 2 for almost half a season.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
half a season 1, and then he's finally like and that chimera, he has that chimera with him, and, you missed out for when he got it because anytime he goes to, like, a different guild and he's pulling out the meat, he kinda looks at the chimera, he's like, "Ugh, we gotta get rid of this somehow." He's like, "What am I supposed to do with this?" But, are there any other moments you wanna talk about before we get to our ratings?
I think those are my big ones there.
Well, like with every show, we give the anime a rating on our scale. Chef's Kiss being the best and Garbage Disposal being the worst. So, Seth, Campfire Cooking in Another World with My Absurd Skill. What is your rating?
Honestly, it's kinda tough for me because with this being my first slice of life, I'm not really sure where my standard should be or, like, kinda where my starting mark is, and so I'm kinda torn between I wanna put it as satisfying, but also there's glimpses that you kinda brought up today, a lot of the details really made me think about the detail levels of it, and I'm close to mouth-watering. I mean, honestly, that halfway mark above it, we're probably looking at about a B minus, C plus, looking in that area. I think it's
I
a
mean,
solid good meal. There's no real complaints about it. I mean, I think knowing now kind of what slice of life can bring, I think just the details of it honestly kind of brought it up a little bit. Because I probably starting the show, I would have been thinking, I don't know, somewhere just a snack, like a little bit lower. But honestly, thinking about it, like I enjoyed it, and I can honestly say it brought a lot of good smiles. It brought a lot of positivity. It's just able to sit there and just soak it in and enjoy it. There's still some good comedic moments to it, but it's just very wholesome.
maybe season 1 will bump it up for you. You
Yeah, I
want
think so.
figure out what's going on. You're like, "Oh, I know who these people are now." Maybe
That's how Fell came to
Lambert.
be.
Lambert will help you. Lambert is a merchant we meet in season 1. That was so stupidly funny. Uh, for me, it is a mouth-watering. Um, I love this show. It's just such a fun watch. I don't have it's not like I have the urge to watch it when I'm just kind of chilling, and so that's why I can't really get it with a Chef's Kiss. It's not always on my mind, but this show comes out it's been coming out every Tuesday. So every Tuesday when I get home from work, I'm like, gotta watch the new episode of Campfire Cooking. And another fun thing about this show is before we started, like, I started doing the podcast, before this podcast was around, I was on an airplane and I downloaded a whole bunch of random animes to watch. And this one came up and I started making a list of animes that I want to do for the podcast. And this one's at the top of my list. So I really enjoyed watching this. I enjoyed cooking. I I love the characters are fun. I love a show where you can just like sit and relax and just enjoy the show. Not really have to be like anxious about the next episode. Like
Right.
who's gonna survive or what hero is gonna die next or what are we gonna do? This is very just like, well, what food are they gonna cook next week? So it's just like a fun ride. I think if you like Delicious in Dungeon, but you're like, I don't want the fighting, this is the show for you. And that sounds bad, but like this is a great, just a non-sad slice of life. I think slices of life sometimes can be sad, but this one's just a fun ride to enjoy. So definitely mouth watering from me.
For all the parents out there, this is one that I can genuinely say, like, my 8-year-old was sitting there with me and enjoying it. I didn't have to think about how crazy it was going to get, if there were going to be those little promiscuous scenes kind of popping up in some of these. Like, this is genuinely just a wholesome, nice slice of life that you can just enjoy with the whole family if you want to.
Oh, yeah, we didn't have any, like, weirdo
I
characters.
mean, the gods and goddesses, they're a little dressed in fun ways, but not so much
Uh,
to where it's like the kid was like, "Oh no!" Like,
yeah, oh, no. Does that happen sometimes?
I mean, there was a
Where
couple
you
shows that I put on there. I was like, "Oh, close your eyes."
not this scene.
No.
Well, those are just our opinions, but we would love to hear what y'all thought about both seasons. So please leave us a comment telling us your favorite moments. Who's your favorite familiar? You can find us at Anime Bento Pod, and you can find me at Jimsta2.
You can find me on Instagram at SethWearUpdate. And I think my goal this week, or at least sometime soon, I want to definitely try the recipe that you've put on here. I want to be able to share that picture with everybody, just kind of look at how good that slow cooker honey teriyaki chicken's going to be. So definitely come and check it out.
And, well, if you're listening to this episode when it drops, we're almost in the new year, but in January, we are going to be launching the Anime Bento website. So just stay tuned. All of this fun recipes and all these fun stuff's going to be there. So just keep an eye out in January of 2026. And if you're listening in the future, then this is the past. So we've already done it. So go there. Uh,
Welcome.
yes. Well, that's all for this week. So until blah, that's all for this week. I don't know what's happening to me. Feels like a Miguel episode. I can't talk. That's all for this week's episode. Until next time, stay legendary.
Stay nerdy, folks.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Open the box, what will it be? A world of wonders, just wait and see. Big eyes, big dreams in every scene. It's anime bento, it's your routine. Laugh, cry, shout, let it all flow. Heroes, villains, battles will grow. Grab your chopsticks, here we go. Anime bento steals the